Hey, my MTS crew. It's Mama T and Sister Pam
Hey.
coming back with another video. And we hope all is well with you and your family through this pandemic.
Yes.
We have my subscribers on our prayer list, and we are praying for you all. What happened? we praying for you all, and we hope all is well. Today we're going to be making our favorite, and that is banana nut muffins.
Yes.
They are delicious.
Yes.
I made some the other day. They got gone just like that. And we're going to be balling on a budget with making these banana nut muffins. Easy. Pardon me. I have a scratchy throat, but that's it. The pollen is something else. Nowadays, you know, you can't even sneeze. If you sneeze, people want to slap you or beat you up. Just the other day, my daughter was telling me, a lady was at the store and she accidentally sneezed, and she tried to hold it in, and this lady hit her in the face. So the lady ended up being locked up, and the other lady ended up pressing charges. So just stay 10 feet apart, 6 to 10 feet apart. Yes. So when you sneeze, you won't have to worry about it, because, you know, I don't want to get slapped going in these stores, and I don't want to slap nobody. Okay. Okay. That's true. Okay, y'all. So we're going to get into this video. This is 3 mashed up bananas. And let me tell you, where we get our bananas is from our local grocery store, and they always have bananas in bulk. You know how sometimes grocery stores have bananas when they have a little dark spot or a blemish on them, but believe it or not, those are the sweetest bananas. The more they age, the sweeter they are. So we get maybe, I don't know how many pounds it is, sis. It's maybe, well, a bunch of bananas like this, and it's maybe like 2 or 3 bunches in the bunch. And we pay what, 79? Oh, 79 cents. We pay 79 cents for those bananas. Yes. Sister started this. And what we do with the bananas, we get them, we take the peeling off, and we freeze them in freezer bags. And those bananas come in handy for smoothies, banana ice cream, banana nut muffins. So, you know, don't discard them because they have spots on them. And if you have your bananas and they start to spot up or whatever, go ahead and freeze them, because when you throw them away, you're throwing away your money. So we don't want to do that, okay? So let's start this video. So as I add in, I'll tell you what you're going to need to make these muffins. Okay, you're going to need 3 ripe bananas, sometimes 4, but 3 ripe bananas. So we happen to have 3 ripe bananas, and what I did, I mashed them up. She cracking the eggs. What I did, I mashed them up really good, really well. And sometimes, you know, they turn a little dark. You know, bananas turn dark like apples do when you let them sit out for a while, and they'll turn dark. Once the peeling is off, they really turn dark. So the darker the better for a banana bread. And you just have to almost get these to look like they're creamed up. I'm always creaming and stirring. My daughter said, "Mama, don't say stirry, it's stir." So just for her, I'm saying stir. So I'm stirring these bananas. I'm still saying stirring. So I'm going to stir the bananas. And okay, after I stir the bananas, I'm going to put, did we have the brown sugar? Okay. Y'all, I did muffins the other day, and I did not have any more brown sugar left. But these muffins are delicious with half brown sugar. Give me a little more white sugar. These muffins are good with half brown sugar and half white sugar. But I did not realize that I was out of brown sugar until then. But I'm going to use all white sugar. But when you make them, do half brown sugar and half white sugar. And that's going to equal to 1 cup. So we're going to use 1 cup of sugar. Okay? But please don't do all white, do brown. It's just that I didn't know that we were out, okay? So you're going to add that in there. I'm not going to add the whole thing because I'd rather have the brown sugar. So, and we're going to add 1 stick of butter. And y'all remember, the brown sugar makes all of the difference. So, and butter. Please use real butter. You know, I know some people can't, can I have a dishcloth? Can't afford maybe the real butter, but kind of put a couple of dollars, a couple of pennies with that, quarters, nickels, a dime, and go ahead and get you some real butter, especially when you're baking, because it's butter. And the margarine is water, you know, oil and water. So you want a good outcome in your baking, go ahead and use butter. Okay. So I'm gonna stir this. So you're going to stir your bananas and butter and sugar. But like I say, y'all, please use half brown sugar and half white sugar for the best result. Okay. Now we're going to use 2 teaspoons of pure vanilla flavor. If all you have is vanilla extract, that's fine. But for the best flavor, use the vanilla, real vanilla, okay? We're going to put that in there. We're going to put 2 eggs. And a lot of people just beat after each egg, but I'm going to go ahead and just add my 2 eggs in there. I'm going to add a half a cup. This is a cup size. And I'm going to add a half a cup of buttermilk. Believe it or not, that's going to bring the flavor. And I'm going to add some of my flour. This is 2 cups. This is 2 cups of flour. 2 level cups of flour. Let's add some of it. Okay. This is 1 teaspoon of cinnamon. Bam. Oh, y'all, in y'all flour, let me show you something. This is self-rising flour, so you really don't have to use any baking powder at all. But I use a little baking powder because I like my muffins to really rise. And if you don't have a sifter, which I do, but I'm just going to do it this way. I put maybe, I would call that a pinch of baking powder in there. And if you don't have a sifter, just use your whisk and kind of whisk it together. And that'll help get all the lumps out, and it'll get the air flowing through there, so it won't be compact. We have to make do with what we got, don't we? Okay. Y'all, the funniest thing that I did the other day when I made these muffins, I used this same bowl, but I put too much flour. Honey, flour was going everywhere. It was smoking the city up in here. Let's see how this works out. Still smoking up, ain't it? Now, if you have a bigger bowl, you can just add all your flour in there. It's just that the biggest bowl that I have is on my KitchenAid, and I didn't want to use that and bring that thing over here. It's heavy. Okay. Let's scrape the sides. Get that all down in there. It's okay to have a KitchenAid, but get you a plain mixer. I had this mixer for about 22 years, and it's still kicking. And I think I bought it at Macy's or somewhere, and it was very inexpensive. But this mixer right here, I mean, it's a good mixer. Call it the Edge. I've never heard of the Edge, but this is a good mixer. So invest in you a hand mixer also. I always stop in between and kind of make sure all my flour gets down in there. Now we're working. Okay, you don't want to stir too much, because if you do, you'll end up with a tough muffin. Okay, so okay, y'all. We bought this from our local farmers market. It's a grain-free granola mix, but it has like what, walnuts, cranberries, raisins, and different nuts in here. So, oh, I'm sorry, you had put me some out. And this is how it looks. See all that goodness in there? And these are going into the banana nut muffins. It's already mixed up. So if you can find something with some dried fruit in there, whatever, that would be good. This is something that we thought of, and it went over real well. Oh, it says you want to get some pineapples. Oh, yeah. And we had some pineapples. Let me get these stirred in there. The reason I keep putting emphasis on stir because my daughter, she just stayed on me about that. I said, let me do things my way. But I'm okay with taking constructive criticism. You know, sometimes we have to listen to our children, right? God give them wisdom too. So thank you for that, y'all. Both of them said it. Both of us. So when it comes time for me to give you my opinion, don't get mad. Okay. Now we had some pineapple left. We did we made some we made something and we had to use crushed pineapples. So we have some pineapples left. And I'm going to just dump some pineapple. Now, you don't have to do all this. You don't even have to do the nut. Some people have a nut allergy. You don't have to do all this. It's just me adding all this stuff in there. But you can add it to the recipe. So we decided to do some crushed pineapples in there. That's all. And get that all mixed up in there. But I'm really disappointed about the brown sugar. But, you know, when you do yours, just put the brown sugar in there. But I believe they're going to taste just as good. Okay. We got all that in there. We're going to get all this good and good. Let's get this off of there. Okay, sis. Okay, y'all. This is how your batter is supposed to look. Like that. And of course, if you had the brown sugar, it would be a little darker. So we have, can I have that when you finish? So we have two types of pans. Thanks, sis. We have two types of pans, and we're only going to use one pan today. And this is older muffin tin that we have, and it's pretty deep. I don't know whether you can tell or not, but it's pretty deep compared to this one. See how small? It's 12 of these and 6 of these. So in this batch right here, we will get 2 pans. So we would get 12. And in here you would get 12 plus about 4 or 5 more out of this batch right here. This recipe. Okay, so we're going to use this for the big muffins. And sister already sprayed the pan. And what we're going to do with this, when we get these in the pan, we're going to put them in the oven for maybe 35 minutes. But preheat your oven 360 degrees. Get it good and hot. Put them on the top shelf in the top rack in the oven, and make sure you center your baking pan in the top rack, and bake it for about 35 minutes. Now, sometimes if you're doing the thicker muffins, you will have to test them to see if they're done in 35 minutes. If not, you have to let them stay in a few minutes longer. But how you can tell, you remember, well, back in the day, people used to have those old big straw brooms when I was a little girl, and they would take a straw out of the broom, And my mother would take a straw out of that broom and stick it down in the cake. And if the straw came out clean, that mean the cake is done. If the straw came out with cake on it, that mean it wasn't, you know, with batter on it, it mean it wasn't ready. So the same thing applies to this. But, you know, if you have a toothpick, after the 35 minutes, stick the toothpick down in there and see if it comes out clean or not. But if you don't have a toothpick, you know what, just get a plain old case knife and just stick it down in there, or either like a steak knife with a point to it, and just stick it down in there. If it come out clean, it's ready. Take them out. And when I take mine out, what I do, I brush a little, I brush some butter over them and let them cool before you remove them from the tin. Okay. Huh?
It's 350 degrees.
What did I say?
360 degrees.
She just corrected me. She said I said 360 degrees, but it's 350 degrees. See, that's what I'm talking about. Come on, sis. She keep me straight. Thank you, sis.
She keep me straight too.
See, I don't mind correction, do I?
No, I don't either.
So she sprayed the pan with the, you don't have to flour this pan. So she sprayed the pan with some spray. Like Pam bacon, you know, Pam spray. You can do the floured or the unfloured. You can use the, they have the olive oil spray, whichever. They have the canola oil, whichever you want to use. It's up to you. Whatever floats your boat. It's all good in the neighborhood. Okay. And y'all, please look over my alarm system. It's making all this noise. I don't know what's going on. You know, you call the people out here to see about it. They want to charge you a fee. And so I don't know what's going on with it. And it just make this noise. And then it'll go weeks, even months without making that noise. So we finna get ready to change. Okay. Can I have something to put this on? Okay. We have more in here, so we're gonna do those. And this is how much now this is a cup or half a cup. For the bigger pans, these are just my little measuring cups, and this is like a half a cup to put in here. So I put a half a cup of batter in each one, but you put it in there the way you want to put it now. Like I say, whatever floats your boat. This is stuff that I thought about in my own mind. So this is the way I do it. You know, I put maybe a cup and a half in each one. Okay. So these are going in the oven. Our oven is already all hot and ready to go. And we'll be right back to show you these banana nut muffins. Hey MTS crew, we're back. We finished with our muffins. And one thing I want to do, I want to apologize for the first part of this video. It sounded like I was smacking, but I really wasn't. I had a cough drop, so I should have taken that cough drop out, but it is what it is. Mama T's throat was itching, so I had a cough drop. So we're done with our muffins. We got us a cup of hot tea to go with it. And do y'all remember back in the day when your grandmother or your mother used to have these little teacups like this? You remember? And this is all they would drink out of. They didn't have any mugs. They didn't have any tumblers. And this is what, about 4 to 6 ounces of liquid. And now people are drinking 16 to 20 ounces of coffee. And I think that is just a little bit too much on your kidneys. So I decided to pull my cups out and start drinking out of them. I decided to start drinking out of my cups. We will. So I won't get so much of that strong coffee and all of that. And nowadays people are drinking, I think, too much coffee. So
Mm-hmm.
I decided to go back in time and start
Yes.
using these. And you know, you might see back in then your mother or father, whatever, might have 1 or 2 cups of coffee, but that was it. So even 1 or 2 cups of coffee don't equal to the great big tumblers of coffee that people
Yes.
are drinking now
Yes.
and having so many problems with their kidneys and all that. So we got back to the basics with this coffee, and this is tea with lemon and honey, and we usually put key lime in here to help cut the mucus, because
Yes.
now a lot of people are having problem with mucus, and that's been my problem. I have allergies, and when I would go walking and I'm fine, but when I get back home I feel mucusy. So the hot tea, you know, I kind of drank a couple of cups of it a day, and so that's what I do. And we saw this respiratory therapist. We saw her online the other day, and she was saying that if you're dealing with mucus, because this is what she does to her patients,
Mm-hmm.
and she just, you know, go up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down on the back. So I've been having my husband and sometimes my sister and daughter to kind of do me like that, because I have lupus and I already have an underlying disease. So I really, really have to be careful. So I have to do what I can to keep
Yes.
mucus down and, you know, sinus infection, and keep
Mm-hmm.
all that stuff down. So we finished with the muffins. Here they are. I hope you can get it.
It's delicious.
Mm-hmm.
Look at that.
And this is the size of them. They're about a palm size, and I think they rose up pretty good. But these are the bigger muffins, and you know I told you about the smaller ones. So
Mm-hmm.
these are the
Mm-hmm.
bigger ones. So with me, I always split a muffin. I don't eat the whole one, and so
Yes.
I split it with my honey. And for today, I'm gonna split one with my sister.
Yes.
We have one, and we're gonna taste it and have some tea.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, let's show them how they look. Now we do have the nuts in them, and the pineapple nuts and all that. This one didn't look like it didn't get a whole lot in there, but um, they are just as good. Trust me, it's nuts and pineapples all through
Yes.
these muffins. Let's try.
Mm. Mm. So good. Okay.
Mm-mm-mm.
That's good.
And you know what?
Yeah. You see?
Mm-hmm. Mm-mm. You know what? These didn't have the brown sugar, but they taste just as good.
Yeah. Yeah.
You really can't tell that much, but
You can't tell the difference.
mm-hmm.
Mm. So good.
Mm-hmm. Y'all, I wish that I could give y'all a bite of this, and I wish that you can smell this muffin.
Mm.
It smells fabulous.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. So it's good.
Good to the last drop. Everybody's good.
Mm-hmm. It has the whole house smelling good.
Mm-hmm.
And remember, the more bananas you put in, the sweeter. But I wouldn't go over, on this recipe, I wouldn't go over 4 bananas on this recipe.
That's good.
That's good. So don't throw those bananas away.
Mm-hmm.
Just don't do it. I don't need to be, I don't need to be eating a whole muffin. That's the reason. That's the reason I gave her half. I'm trying to lose weight, and I look like a muffin.
I watch our figures, but it's not bad.
I have to watch my figure. What's left of it? Yeah.
You're fine.
Believe it or not, it's hard for me to eat a half a muffin. These muffins are huge. So when I make those, I leave them on the counter and during the day, and usually they probably be gone, but I'm going to get somebody's coming and I'm going to give them some of those muffins because we don't need those muffins sitting around. And I'll take them and put them in an airtight container and you can just leave them out. Now, if you think you're going to have them out more than a day or so, take them. Or if you want to make a batch of them and just take them out as you need them, you can freeze them. These freeze well. So you can take them out. You can let one thaw out or whatever. I wouldn't say put it in the microwave first. Let it thaw out. Then if you want to nuke it a little bit in the microwave, that's good. But if you planning on having muffins for breakfast the next morning, take some out that night, let them thaw overnight, and then you want to nuke them in the microwave. I like warm muffins, so yeah, I like mine warm.
It's good, warm and hot. It's good.
And also, if you want, get you a block of cream cheese, put you about 2 to 3 teaspoons of honey, and make sure your cream cheese is softened. Put you a dab of lemon juice. Mix that up real good. Make sure you get it to a creamy consistency. And when you get it to that creamy consistency, just put it in a little bowl or something that you can take in and out of the refrigerator and spread that over your muffin. You can also do it with butter. A little lemon juice, cream you some butter, some what is it, honey, and you have a spread, and you can keep that in your refrigerator, and when you get ready to unthaw your muffins, if you have them in the freezer, you'll have a nice spread to go over them.
That sounds good. You gotta try with the spread next time. But it's just as good without the spread.
Wait a minute, where's your muffin?
It's gone.
You ate all of it?
Well, I was biting while you was talking.
Okay. Y'all, muffin.
I was studying chewing while she was talking. It was good. I couldn't stop biting.
Okay. Y'all remember, downsize on your coffee cups. Drink less coffee. Make these muffins for your kids. If you don't want to make them that big, you can make them in the little pan that I showed you. I think we put it, that's okay. Make the smaller ones and make you about 2 pans of those. Put them on the counter, let your children enjoy. Let them cook, let them help out. They will enjoy. So these are some things that you might have in your kitchen already. And if you do, go ahead and make you some muffins. If you don't, just go out and just buy some and just make muffins, because what's going on now is going to be a long road.
Yeah.
So
this tea is good too.
It is. It's good. It's good. This is a lemon zest tea. And we bought this at Walmart. And I used to didn't drink a lot of tea. I was a coffee person, but I started,
I'm still in.
She's a coffee person, but I like tea.
Tea is good.
I like tea.
Remember how you used to pour the tea in the cup and sip it?
Yeah, the old folks used to do like this. They pour the tea in the saucer, and then they'll sip it out. And you know why they did that? Because if the coffee or tea was too hot and they couldn't drink it like that, believe it or not, they'll pour it in their saucer and it'll cool off, and then they'll drink it. You know what? I miss the old days.
Yes, yes.
I miss my mother. I miss being around people from old school. They had a lot of old remedies, and they were just good about, you know, cleaning and just being good people.
Yes.
And I enjoyed sitting around listening. Now, you couldn't listen to the conversations too much. All depends on what they was talking about. Because in a minute, they would backhand you and tell you stay out of grown folks' business. But, you know, sometimes they included the kids in on the conversation.
Yeah.
And then they were telling you about life, telling you how to live, telling you how to get along with each other,
Yes.
giving you tools to make it in the time to come, you know. So I enjoyed listening to that. My mother made me who I am. She pushed me through. You know, I'm standing on the back of my ancestors. So, you know, my grandmother, you know, she was a hard worker. My mother was a hard worker. And so that instilled in me to be a hard worker. And you know what? Excuse me. I pray that they could just look down from heaven and just say, well done, daughter. Well done, granddaughter. So, you know, don't do anything to embarrass yourself, embarrass your, you know, your family. Keep your family tree strong. And just please, you know, stay safe. And if you still have a mother, a grandmother, whatever, sit up under her and talk to her and include her in conversations and let her tell you about what happened back in the day, or what you can do for this remedy, or what you can do for that. You know, don't brush your older people away. Never do that. Embrace them. Embrace them with all that's in you. You know, and then you know what my mother used to say? Much prayer, much power. No prayer, no power.
Yes.
Much prayer, y'all. Do me a favor. Be good to yourself. And if you be good to yourself, you have no other choice but to be good to others. God bless you. We'll see you in our next video. We're going to do some day-old grits with day-old loaded grits.
Yes.
And you're gonna be surprised what go in those grits.
Yes.
We had those grits on our table for Christmas. On our we had a breakfast bar here, and we had our grits. And you know what? They loved everything else, but they were crazy about those grits. So we'll do those. We're gonna do those grits next. So we appreciate y'all. Be blessed, and we pray for y'all, and we pray that everything is fine and sickness stays away from your house. So we love y'all. But this is what you do when you see somebody now that you hadn't seen in a long time. You don't shake hands or don't touch or nothing.
I'll get together.
She'll get together, but this is what you do. Bye.
Bye.